There you go, and you can do that too with us. Oh, you're really into it, I get it.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. That's why I've been doing it 11 years, almost.
I'm not very good at snapping.
You're doing great. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to, what is it? Today's March 25th. Boy, it's the first spring edition of Topic Time with Harrison Young and Easton. Gotta love that. What a day it is. It's beautiful out. It's beautiful in here. And I'll have some guests here that you just saw snapping right along with me. She's really into it, and we're gonna talk to her today. She's a fitness instructor. She's I believe a model too. She's writing a book, an author, but before we get to her, I gotta read these awesome underwriters and then we'll get right to it. So we got Auto Country, King of the Used Car in Abington. They just won congratulations to them. They just won the Dealer Raiders 2021 Car of the Year Award out of 4,500 used car dealers in Massachusetts. We got Joe's Diner in Taunton. We got a Cut Above Hair Tanning Salon in Taunton. They're a new one. We got C&J Auto Body, Auto Glass Towing in Stoughton. We got Weird Dogs in Taunton. They're a new one. We got Lynch's Auto, Cycle, Truck, and Towing Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. We got Middleborough Barbering in Middleborough. We got Brighton Tire Service in Brockton. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got Sweezy Fence Erectors in Whitman. We got Chanel Performance Auto and Truck in Bridgewater. We got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton. We got Vape Solutions in East Bridgewater. We got Chapin Sheds in Whitman. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats in Brockton, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell. We got UBG Airsoft and Laser Tag in Bridgewater. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Easton Fitness right here in the Village Shops in Northeastern. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Wareham, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights. We got Dini Auto Body Collision Center in Bridgewater. I'm in business for 35 years. And we got MDI Auto Brokers Repair in Whitman, home of the fully certified used car. I want to thank you guys very much. And on that note, this is Kimberly Vara. She's a wonderful guest for me tonight. She came down here from the north of Boston, I believe, and we're going to talk to her. She's got a slew of pictures for us to look at. She visited China, as did I, a bunch of years ago. So we're going to find out a little bit more about her, like a detective piecing together puzzles of a piece, or pieces of a puzzle, or whatever. That's what I do. So first of all, Kimberly, I want to thank you for coming down here and being on my show tonight and welcoming you to Topic Time.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. All right. You got a great attitude. You got a wonderful smile.
Thank you.
And it's really cool. So, well, tell me a little about yourself. I reached out to you on Facebook. I thought I saw you looked interesting, and you're a fitness instructor.
No, I'm not. I would love.
You're a
to be
fitness buff. You're a fitness aficionado.
I am into fitness for
Okay.
sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not a model either, but thank you. I mean, that's very nice.
Well, I'm just giving you the benefit of the
I know.
doubt.
I thank you.
Okay. The pictures that we're going to look at, people are going to think you are. I mean, you're the one who dispelled the myth, not me. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, all right, go on. So tell me about, all right, let's talk about your childhood. I do that with every guest. And tell me where it led to what you're doing now. And what I want you to do is to kind of like just break it down little by little about things that it's led to you doing currently. And then if I have any questions, I'll roll them in and then we'll move it forward. So go ahead.
Okay. So I'm a person that wears a lot of hats. I do a lot of different things.
That's the idea.
And I don't even know that a lot of them are jobs, but I'm hoping that some of them will lead to that or to kind of propel myself into a different career. So I grew up in Mass. I grew up in Needham and Medway. So
Great
I lived
towns,
in Needham.
both of them.
Yeah.
I was actually in a film in Medway. I was in Shutter Island. Yeah, they did a scene at
Oh my God, really?
Yes, the mental hospital. I was a mental patient in the film, and I was born to play. But in fact, it was 11 years ago this month I worked with Scorsese. I say 11, I meant 13. It was 2008. The years do go by.
Oh my God.
Oh, I've been in a couple of films. I was in Amistad in 1997, and Spielberg fired me on March 22nd of that year. So I was...
Oh, now I'm going to go back and watch those.
Oh, you got to watch them. You can't miss them. But all right, yeah. So you grew up in, but we're talking about you now. So you grew up in Needham and Medway, and life must have been fun there. Those are great towns. But
I mean, yeah, like I don't know, but I have a great family. My parents are two of the most wonderful people on the planet.
As are mine.
Mom and Dad.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I had a great childhood. Lots of kids, lots of friends, great schools.
What did you aspire to? Like, what did you want to be when you grew up? What did you do? I mean, what extracurricular activities did you partake in that we might be able to talk about
Well, so
without screaming or squirming or whatever.
when I was really young,
Yep.
I said I was going to be an actress.
Okay.
And that never happened. So
Never know, it could.
I mean, hey, I mean, Morgan Freeman started his career when he was, what, like 45, 50 years old?
You're not even close to
there's
that.
still time. Oh,
There
no,
you go.
yes, I am.
I'm not as close as, I mean, you're maybe closer than people would know if they didn't know your age, put it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So, and then growing up, I did a lot of sports. I was a competitive figure skater for a lot of years.
Wow.
And then, let's see, what else did I do?
They're interchangeable. Those and models are interchangeable. If you tell me Nancy Kerrigan can't be a model, you don't know what you're talking about. And even now at 51, she's still beautiful.
Yeah, she is actually. Yeah, Nancy Kerrigan was one of my favorites. Christy
I figured she might be.
Some
Yeah.
of those other. Yeah, I was really into watching skating.
Okay.
Of course.
But you
too.
did it as well.
I was a freestyle and precision, which now they call. Now I'm blanking on it because I'm like so nervous.
A professional.
Synchronized skating.
Okay, cool.
So like, you think of synchronized swimming, it's like it's synchronized swimming on ice. You're not in water, obviously. but
Right.
That. So I did freestyle and synchronized skating.
I was a fall on my face every time.
No. Well, I come from a skating
time.
family too. So like my brothers played hockey, my dad, and then my mom also was a figure skater as
Wow.
well. So
Cool.
yeah.
That's
so,
good. So you're all athletes.
Yeah, we were all athletes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's-
I showed horses for a little while too.
You showed them or you rode them, like equestrian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like you get on and it's for
Okay.
like a horse show.
Okay.
And then they
I hope they
you
get treated well.
The horses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, they were all from bar, and we learned how to take care of the horses and stuff too before
Okay.
that. So I've done things.
Oh, cool.
Like, I've done a lot
Okay.
of
No,
things,
that's
yeah.
great. I love that. It makes my job easy because we're covering a lot of stuff and we're finding out stuff about you that we didn't even know before.
Yeah.
All right, tell me about this. You say you're writing a book now.
Yes.
All right, talk
yes.
about that. If you just, without giving too much away.
So I started to write it probably about, I would say, a year ago.
Okay.
It was kind of something that happened by accident.
I always say everything happens for a reason, just about every
That's
show.
true. I believe that too, and
Okay.
I do agree.
Okay.
So I had gotten out of a particularly toxic relationship.
Okay.
And then I decided at some point after when I was ready that I was going to start dating again. And so I had gotten on
Did you
a
say dating
app.
or hating? Was that a Freudian slip?
I mean,
Dating, right?
I said dating, but
Dating.
yeah, I did
all right,
hate
all right.
it.
It sounded like hating. Okay, that's
So
fine.
I mean, I would let that go. For
I
that.
understand. I understand. All right.
But yeah, so I decided that I was going to start dating again.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, so I was like convinced that I needed to like not find a husband, but like find a partner. Like I want to find someone, get married, have babies, do the thing. Do
course,
the
the
thing
American
that
dream.
what everybody wants.
Yeah, right. The fairy tale.
The fairy tale, yeah.
Totally get it.
Which at this
Well,
point,
I haven't gotten it, but I get it.
me neither.
Right.
So like,
Okay,
you're alone.
okay, we're on the same page.
Yeah,
Got
at
it.
this point, I don't know that I'm privy to it, but I mean, we'll see.
I understand.
So I started dating, and the reason for the book is because when I started on dating on this app, I decided I was going to play the numbers game with it to try to see if I could increase my odds of finding someone a little bit faster.
How
so?
so?
I was like,
By writing a book about it?
well, no. So I played a little bit of a game with it. So
Go ahead.
I said, first of all, I'm going to say yes to every person that asks me out on a date.
Ooh.
So if I got a lot, I didn't know.
You're actually building up my confidence. I hope you know that. but keep talking. Go
I mean,
on.
because you don't know unless you give people a chance. You don't know, and
Right.
and I didn't want to judge. I mean, obviously, if I wasn't necessarily attracted to them, I might not have. But I was brand new on the app. I said I'm just gonna go out with anyone who asks.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna go on X number of dates. And on those dates, I'm going to get X number of second dates. Then I'm going to get X number of relationship offers.
Well,
And
okay.
then-
Except, all right. Now there's a little fly in the ointment, though. Well, there's a few of them, but on a few levels. Now,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with with playing the field. Which is what sounds like you were doing, like you were planning to do. But when you do that, what's going to happen? Let's say one guy falls in love with you, and and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're moving on to someone else, and he's like, oh, well, what's the matter?
Oh, well, no, if I found someone
No,
in that
I know. I'm
process-
saying, let's say he thinks that you're the one. Let's say, all right. Let me see. Let me phrase it from my standpoint, because I'm a guy I've not had a lot of dates. I had one girlfriend in my whole life, And it was like, put it this way, at the time you were, I wouldn't have believed you were even born at the time until you told me your actual date of birth. You were born, but you were very young, because it was quite a few decades ago, and we don't have to say which one. But
okay.
So the thing is, if a pretty girl said to me, or if I happen to get up the courage to ask a girl out, and she said, yes, I'll go out with you, and I had a great time with her, and then next thing I know, she doesn't even call me because she's moved on to someone else. I'm gonna be like, oh no, that's a heartbreaker.
Well, no, so that's the other thing is
Okay.
that I'm not a bad person. I'm a nice person.
Okay,
so
no, I
I
get
try
that.
to treat everybody with kindness and respect. My biggest thing, especially the last few months, is to be a kind human, and I'm
Okay.
always trying to remind people that you need to be nice. Just be nice. Just be a nice person, and you'll attract that kindness to you. So that's one of my things.
Okay, I hope you're right.
But so yeah,
All
so
right, you're probably right.
you're just you project that, you manifest it, right?
Okay.
That's what I think. So it was one date, so I was gonna say yes to one date, and no promises.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, well, you just told me you were going to say yes to a bunch of dates.
Well, no. So when someone asked me on a date, I was gonna say yes to that date. Is what I meant. I didn't mean I'm gonna go on all these dates.
Well, isn't that what you just said? Like if one guy asked you for a date, you said you're going to do 8 dates, or as many as you can. I thought that's what you just said.
Yeah. So in the span of when I first got on there, in the span of a short time.
Okay.
But what I found was that this is gonna sound so stupid too.
We can live with it. Go ahead.
Exhausting. It was exhausting because not only do you have to mentally prepare to meet a new person, ask the right questions. They're basically interviews. Dates are interviews, and you have to dress. You have to be on your A game. So I was going out on these dates.
Okay.
Every night, or I was going out a lot during the week, and then I
Okay.
also had a full-time job, so it got to be a lot. But what I found, and I hated it. At first, I was just this is terrible. This is the worst thing ever. I don't want to do this. I don't want to date. And I thought that it was going to be a complete disaster. I was going to meet the worst people. And
Okay.
I definitely met some special people, I will say. But really, I met some very nice people.
Okay.
And what it did was it kind of expanded my horizons a little. It made me think a lot about
Maybe it made you
humanity.
felt more positive after you
Yeah.
had a relationship about other people.
Yeah, that.
But all right, now, but on the reverse side, how do these people feel? What's the deal with them now? I mean, you still seeing anybody? I don't want to be too personal, but I know you're open, but I don't want to.
That's okay.
I don't want to push it too much. What I'm getting at is, this leads to my question a few minutes ago. Did any guy date you and think, because I got to tell you, I can see a guy dating you and thinking, oh my goodness, she's the one, even if you're not thinking that. I actually did Together Dating many years ago, but you know what that is?
No.
You never heard of Together? It's a dating service. You pay so much.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, and I met it. They set me up with a bunch of girls. And I remember one girl they set me up with, I really liked, and I thought, and she actually came back to my house and we kissed, yes, and that's, I won't go any further, but then I never saw her again. So,
Yeah.
you know how I felt about that? So, and I think she was trying to be a nice person more than anything. Everything was just, just on her part, just trying to be nice, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what can happen. A guy can get pretty bent about that. A girl can too, I suppose, if it.
Oh yeah,
Because most of the girls I went out, I think some of them did like me, and I didn't like them. So you know what I'm saying?
Or the reverse. I mean,
Yes.
absolutely.
You know what the Giles song from?
Oh yeah.
Love stinks. Yeah. Right? But I know, and you're trying to change that. I get it. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there were people who liked me that I didn't necessarily have feelings for, and
Right.
and vice versa. There was a few that I liked that I was scratching my head and didn't understand why they
Why what? That they liked you?
Why they didn't?
Oh, really? Because I understand. Yeah, that's what I mean. That happens. That's so common.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
It happens not only in the
yeah.
dating world, but you look at you're driving around, you see people on the street, you think, oh, she's awesome, but then you think, but I wouldn't have a shot with. I wouldn't have a prayer. Yeah.
Well, and I think there's a fair amount of ghosting too, which I know I don't know if you're familiar with that phenomenon, but that's
That's got to do with the gray area between she's good enough to go out with, but not good enough to marry.
Oh no, it's when you are talking to someone,
Yeah.
or you go out on a date, or they just completely stop talking to you, or they block you, delete you, whatever they do, and they just kind of disappear from your life forever.
That happens. It's happened to me more than once.
Yeah, it's happened.
Well, it's also happened with girls that I thought that I liked, and then it turns out that they didn't. I thought they liked me, and they didn't. And I go. I mean, I'm so hardened to that I don't even have. The heartbreak is so. It's almost like hardened, like lava coming out of a volcano. It's just it's a sucky feeling.
I mean, you get jaded from that.
I'm constantly jaded. You just get used to it, and then what happens is as a guy, people end up thinking you're a misogynist because you think, well, women are like that generally, and I got to tell you, sometimes it's hard to shake that
Absolutely,
notion.
absolutely,
Yeah. Okay.
And on the reverse too for me.
Of course it is. Yeah.
I've had, and I started to do this thing. Like I started making these videos.
Okay.
Because I was getting a lot of inappropriate pictures.
Yeah, you were telling me. Yeah.
Men's business.
Yes, I get it.
Sent to my DMs in Facebook and everywhere.
Yes.
And so I started doing these videos and was calling people out, not to their face or not mentioning names or faces or anything like that. But I started making kind of like a show about it, like a joke about it. And so I started making these videos.
When you do that, those guys are going to think that you're into it.
Oh no, so that's that. Yeah, I did get a fair amount of people to slide into the DMs and be like, or there was a couple of them that said, hey, I've never sent anything inappropriate, have I? Because then now they're afraid of being featured.
Okay, so basically you show them that you know who they are. But you didn't. Oh, so you're calling them out, but
no. So they
so that you can expose them. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So
no pun intended.
Technically, I could.
They already did it, but you're doing it again.
So what I do is I block their name and their picture, and then I block them from seeing the video or the post on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Okay.
So that they're still on my friends list technically, but they can't see those videos. Okay. So they never see them and even know about it.
Oh, I see. So they're wondering, is it me she's talking about? Yeah.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so
wow.
They wouldn't see their own, but they see other people's that I have posted. So
okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it freaks them out.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I get
that's
it.
What prompts them.
So how does that play into the book though?
Okay, well, so yeah, we went off on a
That's
tangent.
okay. That's what I do with topic time. I keep in mind the subject we were on before, and I get it back. So go ahead. You tell me.
Well, then you're good at your job because I would be like, let's
I'd argue
talk
if I
about
could.
Pairs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't remember.
But go ahead.
So I had so many experiences, like so many crazy stories, like advice, feedback for other women dating, feedback for men dating, that some of my girlfriends were like, you need to start writing this down.
Oh.
And so I did.
Yep.
And then I just decided, I think I'm just going to write a book. Like, I don't know how this is going to go. I've never written a book. And then at first I was like, who am I? I've never written a book. Who do I think I am, an author? I mean, I love to write.
I've written a couple of books, and I wasn't an author either.
Well, okay, so then perfect.
Well, it's perfect because you got a situation here that interests people. And if you do that and you articulate it well on paper, you could probably get very successful with it.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I'd buy it,
want to reach
and I'd have you autograph it.
Oh yeah, I love that idea.
Of course, I love that idea too.
Yeah, so I started doing that, and I've been writing like since I could hold a pen or pencil.
Since you were little.
Yeah,
cool.
and then and so I started freelance editing probably about 6 or so, maybe almost a year ago.
Okay.
I started doing some freelance editing for people too. So
wow.
I've
well,
really
they must think you must have some ability to, some literary skills, or people wouldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, it's been a huge passion of mine.
Wow.
And I've practiced a lot.
Okay.
I've in the past had a couple things published, so not a big deal, and small.
It's always a big deal. What did you have published? Just like stories?
Yeah, they were a long
Essays?
time ago. Yeah, stuff like that.
I mean, like for pay?
Years ago. No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine, but it's still, I mean,
yeah, I didn't care about that then.
I understand. All right.
Now, I guess maybe I would, but.
Of course you would. You're working hard. You want it to pay off. I get it. And
yeah.
I know how it feels.
Yeah.
Well, the book I wrote 2 books, and I went around selling them, and I did pretty good, and I got a little TV news coverage. And my books are about as wild as those videos that those guys were sending you. But it's only the written word. It's not the actual, no pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just to let you know, if I ever happen to give you a copy of the book, you'll understand that.
Okay.
And it wasn't meant for you; it was meant for everybody, and I did pretty well with it. But I put it on the back burner to start topic time a bunch of years ago.
Oh, so yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. So we get an idea what the book is about. Now let's talk about your traveling. You went and your fitness stuff. Talk about that. Now you went to China. Why did you go to China?
So, yes, I went to Beijing to teach English.
Oh, yeah, to the Chinese. So you were bilingual.
No.
Oh, that's right. You're not bilingual, but you were telling me that. Yes, you managed to teach English to Chinese people, but you don't even speak Chinese. How do you do that?
No. Well,
Without an interpreter, you mean? You did that?
no. So they had Chinese teachers
Okay.
in the room with the students and myself. So,
Yep.
I mean, there's tons of children in these classrooms. There's like
Right.
over 30 kids.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the schoolrooms.
Yes,
there. Even in the
right.
summer, they go to school.
Yeah.
Right.
So they have, I know they're huge classrooms, and I would have, probably have like 3 classes a day, maybe like 3 or 4 days a week, and I would see 2nd and 3rd graders.
Wow.
And then there was Chinese teachers in the room.
Okay.
The Chinese teachers are very strict too.
Oh, I know.
These kids do anything. Like they go like this, and they're like, ah, and they yell at them, and the kids just sit like this. And I feel so bad because they are very strict. But that's, it's part of their culture too. So I do respect that.
Okay.
But they were adorable. I love children, so
Okay.
it wasn't hard for me.
And you
to
work with
love
kids
them.
now too, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so you ended up. How long did you do this gig in China where you were teaching the English to Chinese?
So I fulfilled 3 months of like an 8-month contract, and I had to leave because I had like air pollution sickness.
Oh, I know.
Like,
That's pretty tough.
I had some trouble with my Chinese supervisors.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Not,
think
like I didn't get in trouble.
And
But
I understand. How long ago were you there?
it was 2015.
Okay, so not just 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so you came back to the U.S. and now you work with kids here.
Yes.
All right, talk about that.
Yep. So I actually, when I came back from Beijing,
Yep.
I started working at a deaf school. I don't know if I'm
Bridgewell?
allowed to say names. No, Beverly School for the Deaf.
Okay, yep, got it.
And so, because I also know sign language.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I went to school for that too.
Okay.
So,
So just a quick question. In China, you were still able to, the teachers understood you enough to help the children understand?
they could speak English.
I
the
understand.
teachers,
Okay,
yeah.
we just wanted to
So
clear
they
it up
would
for
interpret
the viewing
to the
audience
kids.
will understand how you did that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. So now I come back. You worked for the Beverly School of the Deaf. Okay.
Yep. And I did that for a few years.
Okay.
And then I went to an organization called Bridgewell.
Okay.
And I
That-
worked with adults with autism.
As
and,
am I, which I'm proud of.
Yes,
Right.
and various special needs. They're also so excited that I'm doing this too.
Of course.
So I'm really looking forward
I'm
to
going to be the new role model.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Thank you.
that. I
I
love
love it
that
too.
for them and for you.
Okay.
So, and then I worked there for actually probably a year, and then we got sent to coronavirus jail.
Yes,
all
yes,
of us.
of course, we all did.
And and then I was looking to do something else anyways. I was just kind of ready to move on. And
Did you go to college at all? And if so, where?
Yes.
Where?
Yep. So let's see. I graduated from Curry College.
Me too.
And you did?
I did.
I did not
Class
know
of
that.
1989.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's wild.
It was. You probably had a better time there than I did.
I mean, it was okay.
Well, I didn't think it was okay, but that's okay. They deprived me of a chance to work for the 10 o'clock news on Channel 56 because I was a transfer student from Mount Ida for 3 years. You had to have been a 4-year student.
Oh.
But hey, this is egg in their face, isn't it? But go on.
Yeah.
So you majored in what at Curry? Some of the professors were cool, though.
Sociology
Yep.
and English. So neither of which, I mean, I
Well,
didn't.
that's part of what you're writing about, though. That it sort of like coagulates with your book, which is kind of cool when you think about it.
And the book has evolved too. Like it's like at first it was going to be stories and all this other stuff, and
Okay.
it was just going to be like all the crazy dates that I went on. But I learned so much from these other people, and I've actually stayed in touch with a lot of the people that I went on dates with that it didn't work out with, just because they were such wonderful people that I wanted to keep them around and keep them in my life.
Well, I think that's commendable, considering that most of those that somebody might, if they're going to think all or nothing, and in this case they're
not
okay
at all.
with that. Okay.
I've said to people too, like at the beginning of dates, I'm like, just so you know, if ever this doesn't work out and you just want to be friends, I love having friends.
Me
There's
too.
nothing wrong with having friends.
Just FYI, I love having friends too.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
okay. Well, all right. We don't want to get off the
friends.
subject too much. So you majored in
Yeah.
sociology and English at Curry.
Yeah.
All right. What did you? Is that how you learned sign language for the deaf? Did you work
No, so then I graduated from there.
Yep.
And then it wasn't until years later I went to a community college I was doing some night classes for intro to ASL, like ASL 101, basically.
ASL is what?
American Sign Language.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Where was that? What college?
Northern Essex Community
Oh,
College.
that's up in the North
NECO.
Shore.
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
we call it. And so then I was doing a couple of night classes there, and then the following year I was a full-time student, and I was enrolled in the deaf studies program.
Okay.
And that was immersion.
Yes.
So I had all deaf instructors.
Wow.
So I had to learn the language from actual deaf people, which was great. And I would say that's the way to learn any language is immersion.
It's fun to watch people sign. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
and I mean, it almost makes you ashamed that I'm not ashamed, but it almost makes it seem a shame that it has to be a handicapped reason to to do it, because it's kind of cool.
Oh, I've been fascinated by it.
I've been fascinated too.
Like
Anything which you talk with your hands is kind of a cool
thing.
thing.
It's like a dance with your hands.
Exactly.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have quite a few deaf friends, and I told you, I advocated to see if we could get some kind of closed captioning, and
that's
we were
right.
talking about that. Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see about that. Maybe we can figure that.
All right. I can try too.
All right. So just quick now, what do you do for fitness now? Just your routine or whatever. You're obviously very fit. We'll cover that because we're down to the final 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, that was fast.
Oh, it always is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do a lot of spin. So
spin? Is that to do with skating?
No. So it's you're on a stationary bike.
Oh, I do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I do
it's
it every
basically
day.
like dancing on a bike.
Okay.
In these classes.
Right.
So I go to Sweat Cycling in Danvers. Hey guys.
Okay.
And a lot of my friends go to those classes, and I've managed to find such a wonderful, amazing group of girlfriends through there too, which, I mean, they're all just like such bosses, and they're all propelling
Did you say
themselves.
foxes?
That too.
Ooh.
Bosses.
Oh, they're bosses.
Yeah. No, they're not my bosses. They're like a boss.
Oh, they're bossy.
Yeah,
no, you mean like boss meaning good, like the old 50s term for
like
somebody
they're
cool.
badass.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're foxes too, but okay.
They are.
Cool.
They're all 10s.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Well, you're right up there.
But thank you.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of them have just like kept me on track, and seeing them.
You all inspire
succeed.
each other.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly.
Okay.
Seeing their success makes me want to like reach the next level too. Like, so we're all motivating and inspiring each
Now
other
that you mention it, I've seen your pictures and they're amazing. You and them.
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah.
they're important, and all my friends are very important to me too. But I feel that my friends and family, I have a huge support circle.
Of course.
I'm very lucky. I always say that there's no lack of love in my life.
That's
I have
the
so
way
many
it should
people
be.
who love
I know.
me. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I'm a little envious of that, but because I mean, my parents are okay. They're okay with what I do, but I don't think they're as excited for me as they should be. To be honest with you, that's okay. I can live with that. At least when they leave this earth, they'll know that I've accomplished a lot more than almost being committed a few times, which is what I was back in the old days.
Well, I mean, you have accomplished a lot.
Right.
You should be proud of that.
Maybe they're jealous of it too. Who knows?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I gotta get the sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I mean, I'm okay with them the way they are. All right. Well, so here's what I want you to do with those people you just mentioned. Give quick shouts out to them. I know you just did, and then we'll wrap the show up the way you began it. And also
by names.
Yeah, not by. Well, you could just name a couple, or 2 or 3 or 4, and then if you had a good time with me, which I hope you did, then maybe you could get some of them on as guests as well from me. I always get a lot of my guests through word of mouth.
Oh, I'm sure they would love to do that.
All right, but go ahead, say hi to them, and then we'll wrap the show up as we began.
Oh God, okay. So hi to my parents, so my brother Justin. Let's see, Esty, Casey, Allison, Allie, Caitlin, Barbara, Aaron. God, who else?
It's a big
Tim.
family.
Yeah, though these are just like friends.
Oh, I
can't
see.
remember.
Gotcha.
Like,
all right.
Everyone that I love so much. I am not forgetting you guys. I love you. But thank you. I love you all, and I wish I could mention everyone by name.
They know who you are and who you are, though. Okay, just real quick, do you have anything on the horizon that you didn't mention that you want to discuss, in about a minute, that you're going to be doing in the next several months? It's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm enrolled in a digital marketing certification course, so
okay.
I'm trying to up my game that way too. So
that'll help you with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, great luck with the book and everything. I can't wait to
you.
see it, the finished product. And you were a great guest. I hope you had fun with me, like I said.
I did. Thank you.
Okay, and we're going to wrap the show up. You ready to wrap it up? We began it with the snapping.
I'm ready.
All right,
yeah.
you got your snapping down. All right, Here we go. All right, folks. Thanks for watching another great episode of Topic Time. See you next time. Have a good one. And here we go. Hopefully. Okay, here we are.